4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific.
You're watching KTSM 9 News, first at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Estela. Casas. Thank you for tuning KTSM 9 Plus, your digital newscast. To a developing story now. A former El Paso special education teacher is facing more than a dozen felony counts after a grand jury accusing her of abusing some of her youngest and most vulnerable students. A grand jury has indicted former EPISD teacher Rachel Ann Lucas on 16 counts of injury to a child or disabled individual. Prosecutors say the alleged abuse happened in May of last year inside a special education classroom at Charles Q. Murphy Pre-K 8 school. Court documents say the alleged victims were young, nonverbal special needs students between the ages of 3 and 5, along with another child under 15. The indictment accuses Lucas of striking students with a broom, chair, cell phone, and dustpan, pushing and throwing some children to the ground, and in one case, spraying a child with an unspecified liquid. It also alleges she caused injury by failing to properly care for some of the students. Investigators say many of the allegations are supported by classroom surveillance video. Lucas will now face prosecution as the case moves through the El Paso County court system. No word on when her next court case is at this time. Now to some continuing coverage. A fourth and final trial connected to the deadly Young Park shooting moved into its second day today as jurors heard critical testimony in a case that shook the borderland. Gustavo Dominguez is accused of helping carry out the March 2025 shooting that killed 3 teens and injured more than a dozen others. Although he was just 17 years old at the time, he is being tried as an adult on 3 counts of first-degree murder. The state continued presenting its case today, calling a key witness to the stand. Our KTSM 9 News reporter Diana Castillo has been following every moment from inside the courtroom, and she will have a full report starting at 5:30 today. It's 3 minutes past 4 o'clock. We're going to take you outside for a look at traffic. We understand that there is an accident there. It's causing a little bit of a traffic jam as drivers just pull over to the side to avoid that little all those red cones. But it's really not causing any big traffic jams, just a little slowdown in that area on I-10 and Copia. This is I-10 in Sunland Park. It looks good. There's a stalled vehicle on the side, but it's not causing any problems on the road. Only on KTSM 9 News, a daughter in grief is seeking justice against the El Paso Police Department. Her elderly father tased in the back, falling face first onto a concrete driveway, breaking an eye socket and bleeding in the brain. She says it's all started as a call for help. Her dad, suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia, had left home wandering the neighborhood. His fall led to his stay at an assisted living center, and that is where we spent the last 4 months of his life recovering from his injuries. Our Aaron Montes has a story about his daughter's lawsuit and what happens next.
Debbie Navejas has spent the last 4 years thinking about what happened to her dad, Armando Navejas. She lives in Colorado but visits El Paso to see family. Her parents lived in the Lower Valley. Her dad would sometimes leave the house looking for his older sister nearby. It was not out of the ordinary for her mom to ask police to help find him.
Try to come back home, but then his mind wouldn't allow him to figure it out. So that's when he got lost. And every time she called 911 to have them help her, and he came back fine.
On October 24, 2021, Navejas' mom called police for help again. That encounter captured on a neighbor's camera. In the video, you see Navejas make a forward motion at the officer. He then walks toward his home with the officer behind a car. Navejas throws something on the hood of the vehicle. That's when the officer stepped up and tased Navejas in the back. Debbie Navejas says her dad could not talk or walk fast. He could only make motions with his hands to communicate.
He didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance to explain anything because he can't even hear. So to me, I think he was afraid.
Navejas' attorney, Gabriel Bettis, says he did not pose a threat to police and the officer should have waited for help.
All they had to do was walk over, hey, Mr. Hess, let's talk. Hey, my name's Gabe. How are you doing? Where are you going? Are you lost? How can we help you? Versus put the floodlights on him, and if you've got dementia and you've got these issues, mental health issues, having a spotlight in your face is going to cause even more confusion.
Navejas and Perez have submitted an appeal to the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court after a federal court dismissed her excessive use of force lawsuit. For KTSM 9 News, I'm Aaron Montes.
We hear from a local lawmaker after the Federal Bureau of Prisons announced its plans to close the La Tuna Federal Correctional Institution in today's In the Comments section. Thanks for watching KTSM 9 Plus, always putting local first.
KTSM 9 News and NBC News are your destination for America's 250th.
Part of our country's living history.
From American heroes to voices from home.
Right here in El Paso.
Join us as we celebrate America here on KTSM 9 News. Here on KTSM 9 News.
We are now hearing from one local lawmaker after the Federal Bureau of Prison announced its plans to close the La Tuna Federal Correctional Institution in Anthony, Texas. The facility is expected to close to address extreme staffing challenges and decades of unaddressed maintenance. The closure will also include La Tuna's adjacent buildings, which are the Federal Satellite Low and Satellite Camp. There are a total of 721 inmates at La Duna, 551 at the Correctional Institute, and 161 at the satellite camp. It's unclear where the inmates will be transferred, though. Congresswoman Escobar, Veronica Escobar, responded to the news in a statement to KTSM. She said in part, quote, "I am also very concerned about all of the federal employees that have already sacrificed and endured so much, whose livelihood has been taken away by Donald Trump. My office will share any new information as soon as we learn more," end quote. And we shared this story to our social media pages, and a lot of you had some thoughts you wanted to share with us. Kimberly Pierce Hapke wrote on our Facebook, "Wow, I am so sad to read this. My dad worked there for many, many years, and we lived on the premise in the housing area. That's where I grew up from 1984 to 1995. Natalie posted the exterior of this building is absolutely stunning. Please don't tear it down after it closes. I suggest converting it into a historic landmark or a high-end Instagram-worthy hotel." Aaron Pacheco asked, "How many people are getting laid off?" Well, now we checked. Officials have not disclosed how many employees will be impacted once the facility is fully closed. We have reached out to federal officials for more information and are waiting to hear back. Here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. Make sure you are following us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through those comments section. So why do so many tourists have weeks to travel? Coming up, a look at paid time off around the world and a push to expand PTO in America. That's ahead in the next half hour.
El Paso and Las Cruces.
9-day forecast, sponsored by Labonati Law Firm, specializing in semi-truck accidents. Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Well, a very happy Thursday, everyone. And happy birthday to the country I love so much, the good old United States of America. 250 years old on this Saturday. My goodness. And when you think about America, of course, you think about our freedoms. You think about our beautiful flag. You think about all the people in the military and the armed forces who served our country so valiantly and still do to this very day. And you think about luxurious furnishings. That's why I'm here live in Las Cruces. Yes, I've come up to household furniture because I'm going to be here for the weathers all through the afternoon, telling you about all the exciting promotions that you're going to take advantage of, where you will say, oh my goodness, I can't believe how much I've saved, and I'm so glad to be an American. I know what you're wondering, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Granny always said, God rest her soul, that it always rains on the 4th of July. Of course, my grandparents lived in Alamogordo, and Granny, you always win. You always win. So here comes a look at your exclusive 9-day forecast. Now, tomorrow, tonight, nothing. We've got partly cloudy skies, bone dry. Don't worry about anything for tonight. But tomorrow, I'm putting in a very slight chance of a couple of little showers here or there, nothing major on Friday. And the reason I'm putting it in is because, one, we're going to be very hot, 102 the high temperature. And we'll see these little hit or miss stuff east of the mountains. By the 4th of July, after looking at the latest run of data and a shift in the winds coming in from the southeast, I've got to insert at least a chance of an isolated thunderstorm on Saturday evening on the east side of the county. West side of the county should be pretty quiet, but a chance of isolated showers over there on the east side. By Sunday, still hot with a high temperature of 103 degrees, but then we'll see widely scattered storms. Now, unfortunately, as we move into the work week ahead, it's just going to get worse and worse. In fact, by Thursday of next week, we're going to be facing the potential of some extreme heat because the bubble of high pressure that I saw yesterday seems to be growing bigger. So we could face a 105 and a 106 by the end of next week. Joining me now is the manager of one of 7, actually a regional manager of the 7 stores, Damian Valenzuela. Damian, it is always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah, well, you know what? If it's a major holiday and I'm not at Household Furniture, it just doesn't feel right.
Exactly. No, we're glad you're back.
Is the wheel ready to spin?
It's always ready. It's still here, so you get a chance to win your purchase for free after every single purchase.
Up to 60% off on whatever I want?
So we have up to 60% off or up to 72-month special financing right now.
Special?
Yes, very special.
Yes, special financing. Do you mind if we take the next couple of hours and peruse all the stuff?
Of course, let's go have some fun.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, and happy 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
All right. You stay with KTSM 9 News because I tell you, a lot of savings about to explode like fireworks.
KTSM 9 presents El Paso Health Minute with Dr. Burgos.
But now we have a new marketing wave of peptides for anti-aging, muscle growth, and energy enhancement. Well, many peptides are sold online. They are not even produced in the US. They are not FDA approved, and they are not adequately studied, meaning that a lot of the results are theories or are only observational. It is very difficult to really track some of the results that are widely promoted for a lot of the peptides. Remember, this is a substance coming into your body. They can cause hormonal disruptions. They can be contaminated, and understand that many of them that are being sold online are coming from God knows where. We know that a lot of the peptides do not have enough support to be used. Now, if a physician is giving you a recommendation to use a peptide, that is different, because that doctor is going to follow up closely to make sure that if you have any side effects or any complications, you can be identified and treated rapidly.
you.
KTSM 9 Que Pasa, sponsored by El Paso Live. Your city, your stage.
And we're back now with our Que Pasa segment, bringing you the latest events to kick off and celebrate America's 250th. We begin with this. The Outlet Shops at El Paso invites you for an unforgettable night in their first ever fireworks show. The fun starts one day early. That's tomorrow at noon. Guests can enjoy giveaways, a fashion show, farmers market, a dance contest, and more. The fireworks show kicks off at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And Painted Dunes Desert Gold course is kicking off its 6th annual Red, White, and Brew fireworks show. You can kick off the weekend at the golf course from 6 to 10 p.m. tomorrow. There will be food trucks, vendors, jumping balloons, live music, and of course a fireworks show. Admission is $10, and you can bring rather your own lawn chair. Wet Wild is hosting its own annual celebration with its fireworks show lighting up the night sky. Guests can cool off at the park with family and friends. The park will be open from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday with a fireworks show starting at 9 p.m. A lot happening at 9. And what would you do to celebrate the 4th of July at Western Playland? El Pasoans can enjoy rides, snacks, family fun, and fireworks. Remember that broccoli commercial? And the park opens at 3 p.m. with a fireworks show starting at 9 p.m. and the park will close at 10 p.m. Well, this 4th of July, celebrate America's 250th birthday with KTSM 9, your official broadcast and digital partner for the America 250 celebration. Join the KTSM 9 Morning News team as we bring you coverage from El Paso's Independence Day celebration in downtown, presented by Destination El Paso. Tune in for a special edition of KTSM 9 News from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., followed by exclusive live coverage on KTSM Plus from 6 to 10 p.m. Celebrate 250 years with KTSM 9 News. And as always, you can catch our Que Pasa segment every Thursday night here on KTSM 9 News at noon and on KTSM First at 4. And for much more on the 4th of July events happening across the borderland, you can visit our website at ktsm.com and search Que Pasa. Don't go anywhere. We have another half hour of news and weather coming up after the break. You're watching KTSM 9 Plus.
Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, don't stop here.
That's right. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so much more.
Breaking news, exclusive content, weather, and traffic updates.
And don't forget to download and stream exclusive shows right here on KTSM Plus, all for free.
From Studio 9 to small town spotlights and extended interviews.
Plus, all of your local news.
So follow,
stream,
and stay connected with KTSM 9.
Learn more at ElPasoHonda.com.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 Plus, your digital newscast. As the World Cup brings millions of international tourists to the United States, fans are capturing hearts on social media as they document their travels. How is it so many tourists are able to take weeks off to follow their team at the World Cup? News Nation Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo has a look into how other countries require a lot more paid time off than the U.S.
Across the country, fans from around the world are enjoying time off work, cheering on their teams in the World Cup.
When you see these fans from around the world, and especially from Europe, following their team around week after week and living their best lives, this is not unusual for them. Every year they get lots of time off.
Many countries have laws guaranteeing workers paid time off. A new study from Equal Futures found the U.S. is only one of 9 countries without any guaranteed paid annual leave.
It does stand out as a stark outlier.
They put together this map showing in dark green countries that give 20 or more days.
In every region around the world, across every economic size, there are countries setting up systems to provide workers some type of right.
Rhode Island Democratic Representative Seth Magaziner says paid time off should be a legally guaranteed right in the U.S. too.
We have a culture of working hard in America, and that will always be the case, and that's fine. But you got to find the right balance, right?
The Protected Time Off Act would guarantee all full-time workers earn a minimum of 2 weeks of paid vacation days each year.
Who pays for this?
I think ultimately employers ought to treat their employees well, and that includes allowing employees to take some time off every once in a while to have personal time.
Without Republican support, Magaziner's proposal is stuck in committee. He hopes to use World Cup tourism to help the idea gain momentum. Gabrielle Caracciolo, News Nation, Washington.
Okay, so 20 days off is 4 weeks off. Wow. New Mexico lawmakers are trying to crack down on protecting the personal data of those who use artificial intelligence. A legislative committee discussed cybersecurity when using AI software. Leaders from New Mexico Tech, NMSU, and UNM proposed ideas by outlining possible policies to be put in place.
If we are giving data to somebody else, for example, to an AI platform, we want to make sure that we control how those data are transferred from one entity to another entity. Data ownership is very, very important. Data sovereignty is a term that is used very frequently, especially when these data are coming from community that can be at risk.
Lobbyists also discuss regulations for AI job automation and how to prioritize water conservation over more data centers. The committee says they hope to create guidelines by the next legislative session. Texas Secretary of State Jane Nelson is scheduled to step down from her position in 2 weeks, but we don't know yet who the governor will appoint to replace her. Whoever is selected, election officials in Texas say the new Secretary of State will likely have to oversee the most scrutinized election in the state's history. Capitol reporter Dylan McKim explains why.
A changing of the guard at the Secretary of State's office is supposed to happen in a couple of weeks, less than 4 months from the high-stakes general election. The power for Congress up for grabs, and the first statewide election since Texas went through a contentious redistricting process.
Now is not really a good time for a shakeup in the Secretary of State's office.
Texas Democrats like Senator Molly Cook have raised concerns about who will replace Jane Nelson as the official who certifies election results.
Say aye.
While Texas Republicans recently said their top priority is securing elections and closing the primaries.
We've been kind of preaching to our members that this is probably going to be something they've never seen before, no matter how long they've been in Texas elections.
Chris McGinn, the executive director of the Texas Association of County Election Officials, predicts this will be the most scrutinized election in the state's history, mostly because of the matchup at the top of the ticket between James Tallarico and Ken Paxton, an election that could decide which party has power in the Senate. County election officials will be in charge of conducting elections and tallying votes, but the Secretary of State's office will need to certify the vote. And McGinn said a big fear of the association is if a new Secretary of State casts doubt on election results, leading to legal challenges.
If somebody was take over the SOS and just step back and say, I don't know anything about Tarrant County or Harris County or whatever. That's on them. And then that burden of defense and certification and all that stuff falls to the individual county.
The replacement will be Governor Abbott's decision, who has remained quiet on who he wants in the position. In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
Well, Secretary Nelson announced her intent to leave the office July 17th. We have not been able to confirm if she has resigned. We reached out to her office to ask if she has sent an official letter of resignation to the governor, but we have not heard back just yet. Well, time to get a first look at the forecast now. Our chief meteorologist Robert Bettis joins us now from Las Cruces. Hi there.
Estela, it's hard to believe that this Saturday America celebrates its 250 years. As I drive the freeways, it doesn't look a day over 220. Welcome to Las Cruces. I'm live up here at Household Furniture because they are having a very special weekend sale. So in between the fireworks, the hot dogs, and all the fun, you want to come and shop for that new sofa sectional. If it feels as though your sofa sectional is about 250 years old, maybe it's time to make a little bit of a change. I even brought the little ad here, and I think this is going to be fun. Look at this. It's the 4th of July flyer mailer at Household Furniture. But if I rotate this way a little bit, you can see that we're going to be enjoying each and every item in person. Look at that, huh? We can go through the whole store and save you a ton of money. Now let's talk about that forecast. Now, for the weekend ahead, I'm putting in a slight chance of isolated showers on the east side of El Paso County tomorrow. Kind of a warm-up because the winds do shift, and in comes a chance of showers, even isolated thunderstorms in East El Paso County on the 4th of July as we continue to get hotter and hotter. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We'll talk about the chance of showers and storms this weekend. We'll talk about extreme heat that will be hitting us by the end of next week. All coming up in just a little bit. Estela.
Okay, Robert, thank you. Well, if you've ever thought about becoming a police officer, the Las Cruces Police Department is looking for its next class of recruits. Applications for LCPD's Academy 57 open Monday, July 6th. Department leaders say they're expecting a strong turnout as they look to hire the next generation of officers. The department says new cadets start at $24 per hour, about $50,000 every year while attending the academy. Pay increases to $55,000 after graduating the academy and $60,000 after completing a one-year probationary period.
So in comparison to the other cities around us, we're a relatively small city, but we have similar avenues to the career that that the bigger cities would have, like K9, SWAT, drone. They can move off to be a detective, and because we're such a smaller agency, there's more opportunity for them to move.
CPD also offers hiring bonuses of up to $30,000 plus relocation incentives for qualifying applicants. And you can also attend a free application workshop on July 18th at the Las Cruces City Hall with a larger recruiting event scheduled for July 24th at Amador Live. The application deadline is September 16th, and to see more information on the job, just visit ktsm.com. Well, with 4th of July, well, it's nearly here, just a couple of days away, and the county is already planning to clean up in those cleanup efforts following the holiday. County Commissioner Jackie Butler sat down with Ian Roth earlier this afternoon.
All right, welcome back. 4th of July, it is nearly here, and the county's already planning some cleanup efforts following the holiday. County Commissioner Jackie Butler joining us this afternoon for much more on those efforts. We were just talking before we came back. This seems like the first year that you guys are really pushing, hey, we got to clean up after ourselves, and especially for you, Ms. Butler, out there where your district is. Red Sands, popular place. It's not always the most cleanly place after 4th of July. Can you explain to me why we're pushing it so hard this year?
Well, it's something that I've been talking about a lot since I've been on Commissioner's Court, and I really appreciate that this year it's being taken much more seriously than I think it has in the past. And really, it's just a matter of resources and priorities, right? But I am from Montana Vista, born and raised there, so I see the impacts left on the community that lives there after the 4th of July holiday. We want people to come out and to have a great time and to really enjoy those areas of the county, but the trash is really a problem.
Can you dive into some of those impacts? What do people tell you on July 5th and afterwards about what it's like at Red Sands?
Well, people who have experienced and enjoyed Red Sands in the past know that it can get a little bit out of hand and out of control on holidays like the 4th of July, and it really is dangerous when you go out there at night and you have thousands of people celebrating, popping their own fireworks and riding ATVs and drinking and driving with small children out there. It can become quite dangerous really quickly. And so the Sheriff's Office is doing a really great job of making sure that we have increased presence out there leading up to Red Sands and in the surrounding areas, because there are communities that surround Red Sands, and so we hear you know, beginning weeks before the 4th of July, especially once fireworks are already being sold, about the impacts to surrounding communities. You know, people with animals have to kind of brace themselves and prepare for that. Unfortunately, there are people who go out there and shoot guns, and stray bullets go into neighborhoods, and so we really try to make a concerted effort to talk about the fact that there are people who live there. Even though it is remote and rural, there are still communities there.
What are the conversations like with the Sheriff's Department when you sit down with them and you say, hey, here's what I want, here's what are you guys doing? What does that conversation look like?
Well, one of the first conversations I had with Sheriff Ugarte, even before we were both in office, was about safety at Red Sands, because in previous years we've always had some kind of tragic accident at Red Sands, whether that was a shooting or an accidental
injury
like or death because of the ATVs. And so he made a promise really early on to do what he could to step up safety and patrolling at Red Sands, and he has lived up to that promise. I really appreciate that. And so last year was the first year in many years that we didn't see any serious deaths or incidents or accidents or injuries at Red Sands.
You know, it sounds like now we're kind of pushing the envelope here. It's now not become just about safety. You want the cleanup as well.
Right. And so every year we see tons of trash and debris left over from people who come from outside of the Montana Vista community to pop fireworks. So this year we're prepared. We have trash collection sites, so you'll see them along Montana Avenue on either side where it says free trash bags. People can pick those up on their way into Montana Vista, and on their way out, just leave the trash bags where you picked them up. The full trash bags, and the county will do the rest of the work. So we make it really, really easy for people to pick up after themselves and to not have to worry about leaving trash behind.
Sure, no excuses this year. Commissioner Butler.
Hopefully not.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Always a pleasure to have you on. Explain to us what's going on out there in Montana Vista.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up, a routine secondary inspection at the Paso del Norte Port of Entry turns into a major drug bust. We hear from you today in today's comments section. Thanks for watching KTSM 9 News, first at 4, putting local first.
Legal Matters, sponsored by Mendez Isaac Jody, attorneys at law.
Across Texas and New Mexico, hardworking men and women head to construction sites, oil fields, and industrial work sites to provide for their families. These workers are our backbone of our communities and our economy, but they also face some of the most dangerous working conditions imaginable, and no one should risk their life just to earn a living. Too often, workers are seriously injured or killed because companies cut corners with unsafe equipment, ignore safety violations, fail to provide proper training, and put profits ahead of worker safety. When that happens, it's not just an accident, it's negligence, and it's unacceptable. At Mendez Isaac Jody Law Firm, we stand up for the hardworking people who've been hurt on the job. We fight to secure maximum compensation for medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and the long-term impact these injuries have on families. Licensed in both Texas and New Mexico, we're ready to fight for injured workers on either side of the state line. I'm Tiffany Jody, partner at Mendez Isaac Jody Law Firm. We fight for the hardworking people of Texas and New Mexico every day.
Legal Matters, sponsored by Mendez Isaac Jody, attorneys at law. Log on to ktsm.com/legalmatters for more info.
here on KTSM 9 News.
9-day forecast, sponsored by Labonati Law Firm, specializing in semi-truck accidents. Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Hello, everyone. I am live in Las Cruces today at Household Furniture right here at Mesilla Valley Mall. It is the biggest store in the entire household furniture chain. It goes on and on with beautiful furnishings. Joining me now is my good friend Damian Valenzuela. He is one of the regional managers of Household Furniture, who was called in today on his day off just to tell us about all the special savings that we're going to have. He was watching soccer. What about that Team USA as we turn 250 years?
I am hopeful, and I believe in miracles.
So you're saying that maybe a miracle would be required to get Team USA all the way to the end and boom.
It's going to be tough, but why not? Why not us?
Hey, we only turned 250 one time, and wouldn't it be special?
Yes, for
now,
sure.
who do you think are the teams that give them their biggest challenge?
I think Spain, France.
España?
España.
France?
France.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to win. What do you think?
I do. I believe.
Let's talk savings. A lot of people love this weekend because they get a big, long holiday weekend.
Yes.
And they've got that furniture they're looking at, and they've been looking at it for years, and they're like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. But I've been looking around. We're sitting on this very set right here. Tell us about this set. This is so... Wait, let me get the full effect. Oh.
You're not going to get up after that, Robert.
I can still hear you, Damien. Tell us about the savings.
So this set right here, originally priced at $3,900. Right now we have the 3-piece for $1,888, and we have it in stock.
What?
$1,888, and it's in stock, ready to go into your home.
That's an incredible discount.
Yep.
You have up to 60%, and you also said special financing. So if people can't write a check, you can finance it?
We can do financing as well. All types of credit.
Do you mind if I look through the mailer and find other things I like?
Of course.
Okay, while I'm looking, let's do the forecast. Now here comes your exclusive 9-day forecast. Now today, we're 98 degrees at the airport. I predicted 100 for today. We'll see what we get. I'll have the official high temperature at 6 o'clock for you. Tomorrow, I'm raising that to 102 for our Friday, but I'm putting in also a chance of isolated showers in the forecast for Friday, especially on the east side of El Paso County. And then on the 4th of July, winds have changed. Therefore, I believe we're going to hit 103, but I've got to put in a chance of isolated showers, even a chance of a thunderstorm on the east side of the county. West of the mountain should be pretty quiet. Everybody gets a chance of thunder showers on Sunday. As we cruise into next week, we could be facing some extreme heat by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. Ah, I like this. What is this set right here?
Oh, I actually got it right over here on this side.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to have this mailer, do you, to
No.
get the savings?
You come down and we have everything tagged right now.
Everything is tagged, so you don't have to worry. Oh, it's right here. Oh, this is blue. It comes in different colors.
So there's 3 different colors.
Oh, look at that right there. Look at this. I can't believe it. Damien, this is fantastic.
Yep.
Household furniture, 1 location, Las Cruces, and 6 in El Paso. Estela, don't you love to celebrate and save?
That's nice. I like that. I like the cream one. Hey, thank you, guys. Well, now to the in the comments section. A routine secondary inspection at the Paso del Norte port of entry turned into a major drug bust after border officers found more than $500,000 worth of meth hidden inside an SUV. U.S. Customs and Border Protection says officers discovered nearly 58 pounds of methamphetamine hidden inside non-factory compartments of a black SUV that arrived from Mexico on June 18th. The drugs have an estimated street value of more than $521,000. The driver, described only as a U.S. citizen, has been arrested and turned over to federal authorities. The drugs and the vehicle were both seized. And we shared this story to our social media accounts, and many of you had some thoughts you wanted to share with us. Steve Kamensky wrote, "It's too hot outside for those kinds of movements." One Instagram user wrote, "U.S. citizens are the biggest traffickers of drugs into the U.S., particularly fentanyl." George J. Town writes, as long as American citizens have a big appetite for drugs, drug smuggling into the United States will never stop. Supply and demand. And this seizure is part of a much larger trend. CBP statistics show officers intercept thousands of drug shipments each year, with methamphetamine consistently among the most seized narcotics at the southwest border. Here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. Make sure you are following us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is KTSM 9 News, first at 4.
As king of the grill. Live at Household Furniture, Damien, this Stearns and Foster mattress, I'm not finding it in my mailer.
It's not in the mailer, but we just started a new promotion. We're doing them for 25% off.
25% off this weekend?
Yes, this
Friday,
weekend.
Saturday, and Sunday?
Correct.
Huh. I'll tell you what, it's taken already 25% off of the stress in my neck. Okay, let's take a last look at the forecast. We can expect a high tomorrow of 102 with a slight chance of isolated showers on the east side of the county. On the 4th of July, 103, also with the chance of showers east county with a slight chance of isolated thunderstorms, and then widely scattered storms on Sunday. We're in for extreme heat next week. Estela, I've just reduced my stress by
60%? Only 25%? Okay, mine goes down to about 60. That sounds like a nice idea to take a little nap, but I can't. Hey, Robert, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. We're back at 5:30 with more local news. Stay with us.
Hair and wardrobe provided by